All right, so this is Gale.
Gale?
Mm-hmm. From Chant.
Puppy. Hi. Well, that was an immediate response.
Okay, there's another human. There's a spare one.
Is that better? Yeah. Totally. He's like, okay, this problem is solved. Hello? Hello? Can I be your extra human for right now? Hi. He says, just pet me. There's fun stuff to do in here. Do you want to go check it out? Still a little nerve-wracking? So I like that, very friendly, very sociable, definitely socially extroverted, came right over. As long as I'm talking, he wants to be over here. So he's very tuned into that. But when I quit talking to him, he was willing to go explore the environment. So I'm probably just going to have to be quiet while he's walking around. But we'll reset him here. Likes being held. No issues with that. He's very interested in my breath, which as not all puppies are. And we know that dogs that are more interested in the breath tend to be a little bit more oriented to whatever's going on with their person in terms of like stress hormones or changes or things like that, because they are noticing it. Okay, go away. You're very sweet. You're very sweet, and I know you could do this all day. What do you think about this? Oh yeah. Let's explore.
What do you?
Well, his preference was pretty obvious. But I didn't notice, like, I don't think this is a lack of confidence in the environment clinginess. I think this is just actually, I want human attention. It's very sweet.
I said you started. You don't need to stop. Let's go play. Let's go play, puppy. What do you think about all this? Come on here. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, I know. Let's look at the stuff. Come on.
He's curious. He's willing to check it out. He's just not that interested in it compared to being held.
What do you? I said something too soon.
Yeah, when he was like a baby, like 3 weeks, he would just come up to me and just sit there and stare.
Yeah, he's really, really clear on what he wants. Good nose. He noticed Sue over here, who's being part of the the wall for the moment. She'll be our second friendly stranger here in a minute. Frida is over there in that corner. He approached her right away. Sniffed, I think realized she wasn't actually something. He's very curious about all this. He says, hello, other person.
It's like you have eyes, you're looking at me, but you're not moving.
He says, this is weird. Yeah, he's concerned about that. He's very human aware. So it's not just friendly. It's there's an awareness there. Like he's the smelling the breath, the looking at the face, particularly noticing Sue and that she's not moving and that's weird. It's a higher level of awareness of human behavior and human behavior, I guess is the best way to say it, than you see in a lot of puppies this age. You don't see that in every one of them. So, a puppy like him is going to be very not just friendly and social and interested in humans for social contact, but more empathetic, more tuned in, more aware of your mood and every little shift of your mood for better or worse. The good side of that is obvious. The bad side is if you're not in a great mood, he's going to know, and it's going to affect him. He'll be very sensitive to stress, humans' stress, not his. He's fine. But he's definitely, that is definitely his primary orientation.
What do you think about all this?
I think maybe we should introduce Sue because we feel
I
like
think we're gonna,
yeah.
I'm trying to distract him, but it's not working. I think
Yeah.
we're gonna have to. You want her to come see?
Oh, hello, puppy.
I like that even though she had all that weird behavior, he still was perfectly happy to approach. So also, with his just natural inclinations in this regard, he would probably be really good at therapy dog work.
Yes, it would be. I can tell.
Because again, her weird behavior didn't even faze him the slightest bit. He still wanted social contact, and he's learning her. He's paying attention. There's more awareness there than just pet me.
Yeah, I love you.
little peasy there.
Yeah, he's because she was weird, so
Yeah.
it makes sense that he would be
Yeah.
a little less confident, but he's still he's trying to figure out the parameters.
Yes. Yes.
I think he wants to leave.
Yeah, he's a little
We'll see if he's
complainy.
what he
Yes.
Yeah.
Just give him an option to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tries-
Oh, I have.
Yeah, she's not restraining him.
No, just
Yeah.
Hi.
So that's
Yeah, did you make a new friend? Smart boy, you made a new friend. Good job. Good job. Yeah,
Now, who's in that door?
good job.
you go see Sue again. I figured he would do that.
Yeah.
And much more confident the second time, smushier, happier.
Mm-hmm.
So, but still, you still see those tongue flicks, still a little peasy. So again, like he's very aware of behavior, and he's learning it and remembering it, and now has kind of labeled Sue accordingly. So I think what I would like to do, just out of curiosity with him, if you want to, is in a minute have Sue leave maybe out that door, and then after a bit have you or one of the trainers come in
Yeah.
right at like the end of
Yeah.
the test.
Yeah.
So we have a fresh new person, just so we can see how he would
That's
respond.
fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Just curiosity.
Since we have plenty of people today. But yeah, I mean that's really good for, again, for like therapy dog work, or for a family that for whatever reason really particularly wants and needs. Hi, you're back. I'm so surprised. Watson needs a really in tune dog. And again, the downside of it is he will be more sensitive to human moods than other puppies might be, and retain that longer. Like you could see how much it affected his long-term relationship with Sue, because she was weird at first. He retained and remembered and carried that through.
He's very vocal about not being able to reach people when he
Yeah,
wants
that's not
to.
surprising.
So, I mean, I guess I see that as just going directly with how much he wants to be with you and how friendly he is.
And he knows you're there. He realized that, and that's why he started vocalizing. Dog's special too. He's approached Frida for reassurance a couple of times. So I think he would, in a house with another dog, probably slowly develop a little bit more independence, even though his need for human contact might be a little challenging for the other dog, just because he's going to want it all the time, not necessarily to share. Not that he'll guard it, but just that organically he's going to want it. But he has gone to her a couple of times.
What happened? What happened?
So basically, from what I hear for placement is he needs to have another dog in the home.
I would say, yeah, that's probably would be helpful for him. A confident dog without the same personality, one that's a little more confident, a little more independent, older, not old, but like mature. Not, I wouldn't put him with a young dog. He's very physically confident. He's been all over things. He does have He does have body awareness in the sense that he recognizes when there's a risk, so it doesn't necessarily deter him. I feel like if he really wanted to run across the other side of this, he would, but he's aware of like the gaps between, and instead of just jumping across them, he processes that. He stops and recognizes it. So I'm seeing a lot of just awareness with him. He's a smart puppy, but that awareness is not necessarily channeled. I can't tell yet if it's going to be channeled toward just typical things we think a smart dog will do. I think it's going to channel more environmentally. People and other things in his environment and the way he thinks and feels about them is where that intelligence is going to come out.
Puppy, 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 puppy. Look at this. Let me pay attention to you.
And he knows when I'm paying attention to him, I'm using my puppy voice, and when I'm not. So, and that directly impacts his behavior. So you can see a lot of like,
I know. Oh my goodness, I know.
and I think like as this puppy grows up, how you channel that is going to be really important. So I would definitely work on independence and alone time with him, because he's not going to come naturally to him, and he's going to need to be able to tolerate that to some degree. That said, I don't think you're going to have any issues with like vets, groomers, things like that. Like that's going to be a total non-issue. But the more he can learn to be okay, even with another dog, but not with human direct interaction, the better.
Puppy. Let's go ahead and do another test.
And he's not interested in playing here at all, but you know, it's a new environment. There's a lot going on. He does show interest in the toys when I introduce them. It's just quickly eclipsed by his desire to see what the people are doing. Way more interested in the toy if I hold him. So I don't think it shows a lack of interest in toys when he's in his home environment. I think he'll be probably pretty playful with this person. But it does show you that like his default stress response is mommy. And even with Sue, he immediately came back to me, wanted reassurance from me, because I was the person he had formed just this much of a relationship with. It's going to be very easy to bond to.
Let's play a game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you smell that.
What do you think?
Yum? Okay, great. So he is pretty smell oriented. He's definitely using his nose to solve this problem. Interestingly enough, he's not orienting to the smell as quickly as some other puppies, but he's interested. So that's something that could totally be learned. And definitely food motivated.
You need help with that?
Again, this is exactly what I was talking about.
Very clear. You're like, yay. Do it.
Hey person, do it for me. Good boy. And I'm just gonna do it one more time to see if we get the same response, but I would guess we would.
You need help?
Again?
Yeah, I know. I'm so not surprised. Hey. It's there. Good job, buddy.
He smushed us all over, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let him finish that up. Yeah, that's when I was saying earlier that he's very intelligent, but it's more of a social intelligence than like what we say when we typically talk about a really smart dog. This is exactly an example of that. Instead of using that intelligence to solve the problem himself, he's using it to very clearly tell the human, hey, come do this for me. So he quickly knew, like he knew from the moment I put this lid on that he couldn't solve it himself too. He assessed that really fast. So he's quite smart. It's just very socially oriented.
Was that fun? You like that game? Let's play another one. We have another game. Yep, it's a fluff bag.
Hold on, I'm just having trouble getting this one unset. And I did not refresh the odor again, so it's subtle. If it's too subtle, I can refresh it. But they tend to do better when it's really subtle. He's very nose oriented, but he prefers the food. He definitely had interest in this, definitely noticed the odor. It's just not his primary driver. So he has a good nose, but I think unless it has a social context or develops a social context, he's just not going to have a ton of natural interest. That said, if nose work was something that whoever his family wanted to do, I think you could build that by praise and creating that social context. This is a game that we play together, and he'd go right for it, because it's not lack of ability, but he's not same. It's the same as everything. He has the nose for it, but he's not nose oriented. It's kind of hard to describe, but he's very clear. Like, this puppy is not complex. He doesn't have a lot of different markers or metrics. His drivers are just super obvious right from the beginning, and it's social. People. Yep. Social. And food, yes.
Let's try the noise.
No fear whatsoever. Again, I don't think he's weirded out by this environment at all. He's curious, he's explorative. He's just not as interesting as the people. And back over here.
What was that? That was noisy. You have food on your face. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did you hear that?
That puppy squeaked. He's like, I don't care. I'm being held. That puppy can suffer alone.
Hi. Yeah, you're very sweet.
You're very sweet. I mean, he's a love bug. He's very sweet. I'm just moving this over here so we don't knock it. Very curious.
Yeah. What was that?
Again, smart.
What do you think? What do you think about that?
Same thing with the physical. Like, he's not afraid of the fact that it's moving, but he definitely notices it, and he is classifying it as risky. So it's intelligence. It's not fear. It's like that thing moves and I don't understand how it moves, so I'm suspicious of it, versus I'm afraid of it, which he's not. He wants to understand it, and since he doesn't, and it was the physical aspect, it was the movement when he put his feet on it. So he's physically confident, but again, just risk aware and risk avoidant. So one thing I would do with him is, when you get him out and about in public at a really young age, I would work on weird footings. And by that I mean grates on the ground, like manhole covers, for example, water drains, anything that he might have to walk across in real life moving forward as he gets older that's just normal. I would expose him to, use treats, praise, get him across it, let him know it's a good thing. But I would definitely expose him to those types of things. Anything he's going to have to step on that's likely to move, because otherwise, as he grows, he's not going to naturally go to those things and go over those things. He's going to become avoidant of them, which a lot of dogs are. It's not a big problem, but it's one that's completely avoidable. So I would recommend avoiding it. It's a very easy fix. Just find stuff like that and expose him to it. And try to think, like, in your town and the places you expect him to go, what weird foot things is he likely to encounter on a regular basis that you don't want him to walk at, and just play with them, make it fun, make it a social game, add food to it now, because there's no actual fear. It's a learning thing. He wants to, if he had enough time and maybe a bolder dog to show him how this worked, I don't think he'd be afraid of this at all. He jumps all over the stuff fine, but he's aware of the risk points. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, and the umbrella moves kind of almost independently. Like, you touch it, and it makes it do a different kind of movement.
Yeah, different kind of movement. So he's smart enough to know that.
Okay, puppy, what's wrong? What happened?
We already know how he would do with alone time. Did I forget any of them? I'd like to do another stranger one, but other than that.
Do you want Skylar to come in?
No, I think we've done
We've done them all.
what everything we normally do.
Yeah, okay, so
Yeah, he was not interested in playing or anything.
So that made that short. Wasn't really interested in independent exploration or even with me. curious, but not his priority. Yeah, go ahead and come in. So you just
You want to
kinda
go through
agree,
that
just
door
like-
there? Probably easier.
Yes, if you can get to the enrichment room, it's probably easier.
It's hard, you can't.
Okay, then
Oh,
just,
really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
then
gotta
just
go
come
this way. I had to go all the way around.
they probably got a dog in there.
Hey, baby.
We have an escape.
No, like, immediate approach though, no balking at being picked up by a totally new person. He is very focused on getting through to get to Alexa, but he came to check out the new person quickly enough too.
Hey. Hey, sweetheart.
And she behaved more normally, so he's much more, still a little bit of a peasy, but minor.
Oh, hello. Hello.
He's just a social butterfly.
Oh, you're so sweet. You're so
He'll
sweet.
do well, I think, in a house with a lot of visitors,
Hi.
people, anything with people, he'll thrive in. He needs people and maybe another older dog, mature dog.
Oh, hello.
And a standalone house
Yes.
because it will take some training to get him
Yes.
comfortable with
With the
being.
lens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times gonna be hard, and there's lots of things that you can do for that. But yeah, it's gonna probably have to be pretty structured and introduced somewhat slowly. And again, I think another dog will help. And one thing that can help, since he doesn't, it depends on how likely he is to learn to climb a grate. But instead of going straight to a crate, using a room like this and gating him and the other dog in there at first without a human person, with toys, with beds, with things that are familiar, even with things like a sweatshirt that smells like you. Sometimes if they struggle straight up going into the crate, they do better in an area like this.
Oh, hello.
And then from there you can step it down to a crate over time. And you put the crate in with the door open and a really comfy, enticing bed inside of the crate. And if you put your sweatshirt in, put it in the crate, all the good stuff goes in the crate so that they hopefully start choosing the crate. But if he has issues with the crate initially, that
So basically, for management, you want to put like lots of gating, lots of playpens, and just break up your place into a series of pens.
Yes.
For a while.
And don't give him constant access to you.
Yeah.
Let him, even in the kitchen, like if you're cooking, you can put a playpen in the kitchen, put stuff in there where he can see you, but he's got some distance. And that,
And give him good chews and
yes,
something to work through.
yep. And save that kind of awesome stuff for when he's practicing his independent time. Don't give it to him when you're with him because you're plenty reinforcing by yourself, but he really needs that reinforcement for independence.
So what do you do?
Save the good stuff.
Like he can what do you do like if you're on the other side of it and he just wants to get to you?
If he,
Like you're saying like don't give him anything that's when you're there, or
No,
you
give him
mean
the
when
good
you play
stuff.
with him, or do you mean
yeah, if you're on the other side and he's in the gated area, give him the good stuff then.
Okay, good.
Like I mean, like if you're sitting with him on the floor or the couch or whatever, don't give him the good stuff then,
Okay.
because you're plenty reinforcing. But you're gonna need some pretty amazing stuff to counteract his desire to be with you, to keep him in the gate and help him learn that that's okay.
Puppy.
Yeah, it's probably going to require some experimentation to figure out what works for him, but my guess is, and I could be totally wrong about this, you never know until you try it, my guess is he's going to need it broken up like that, so that he's got different areas to be more independent and to have that kind of manually enforced by the barrier,
Okay.
versus just a crate, like a lot of puppies. Just have out or the crate, or like a big area like the living room gated off so that they're not pottying.
Yeah, like
It's
right
not
now,
potty
he
friendly.
knows where I'm at. He's
Yeah.
very determined that he wants to be
He wants to be
here,
there.
and
Yeah, and he's got other people in here with him, which is good. But
you're no
food-
longer fun.
Yeah, I'm not interested
Yeah.
anymore. But the food kept his interest, and I would do it in short sessions.
Okay.
So, you, like, for example, if you give him an amazing chew and put him in here and he messes with it for 5 minutes and then he's done and he starts wanting out, wait, give him a little bit of time to experience that wanting out but not getting out so that he kind of has that learning curve. But then don't make it too long because he'll start obsessing about it. So you want to stop before he starts obsessing, give him just a little taste of it, and then the first time he kind of settles down and quiets down on his own, let him out.
Okay.
And do it in short spurts as much as you can. Some of it is just, you know, human life, and some of the alone time is sometimes just unavoidable, and then you just do the best you can. But that's the idea,
Yeah.
and you'll have to adapt that to your real life.
Okay.